Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 26, Scapegoating the Homeless. Let's just review some law, right? Let's just read Article 1, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution. To secure the right to promote progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. Writings and discoveries. Discovery is a lot more poignant than a writing, but I have a constitutional right to my writings. When you hear in this lecture series, we've heard my business partner go, I solved all science. Yeah, well. Does it say, do you have to solve all science to have a constitutionally protected? No. If you go write a copyrighted science article, that's your property, and you have a right to defend it. So again, just want to start there with the law. Pretty good place to start. We're some more stories and quotes. I'm legitimately at a risk of going homeless, literally as I make this video. So I'll just kind of explain how I, again, got to this point in life. I will read to you also my current LinkedIn post that is up right now, which is not a joke in any way. I am at serious risk of going homeless. Can someone please help me? I loaned part of my alcohol company to a private backer who may not be able to support the agreement anymore. I own patented CBD-enriched alcohol in the entire country that I am open to equity swap deals or selling. I employ people in a bar and restaurant that can't support a return. I am owed $12 million in contractual payments for math solutions already posted. I have 90 original music compositions and 100 of original content videos on all subjects. How can we do business together today? Obviously no likes, obviously no comments, obviously no business. Been on LinkedIn for 2 years and it's just like shitty influencers and no one building real business, and then just a bunch of privileged ass fucking people bouncing around from one shitty company to another shitty company, no one really helping anybody, it's a free-for-all. But I'm being serious. The first story I want to start with, just a couple, I said I was going to reference Bill Kosiski again, right? I've referenced several of his quotes in here already, but he asked if he could call my mom, right? The backer that I'm talking about is my mom. Mom makes an agreement, and what happened was I've talked about, I provided cannabis for cancer patients, so I successfully kept another family member alive for over 5 years past their prognosis, and I got it's like $500 to $700 a month from it. Again, as necessitated income to supply the stuff, get it. I was not making much money off of it at all, but they passed away. So again, a family member passed away. Now I'm getting just absolutely fucked. Still don't have constitutional rights. So then I asked if my parents, my mom and dad, can raise the loan again by equivalent to $500 to $700. And again, secured against my alcohol company. I own CBD-enriched alcohol in the entire country. It's patented. There is guaranteed cannabis legalization in the next 12 months. The hemp has already been determined to be ruled as a dietary supplement. So that's, again, a guaranteed, secured fucking loan. But I just ask to explain the scenario. Again, a family member died, but broken American families, endless selfishness, people don't really care. So these are just some quotes. First, just from yesterday, I say, how do we get to a place where you respect me, to my mom? And she literally goes, yeah, I don't know. So I'm saying, again, I am at risk of contractual agreement gets made. I don't have access to courts. My mom goes into mom mode. I can't live my life. I can't exist. And again, I went homeless before. This actually happened, and I actually went fucking homeless before. So this is not a joke. I need to get paid my money. I will be visiting the FBI office tomorrow. Literally, I'm not trying to report a crime. I'm trying to collect my property. The solutions have been posted for well over 2 years. It needs to be released, or else I literally might go homeless. But just and when I was talking with my mom yesterday, she goes, "What $12 million? Mom, the money that's contractually obligated to me that, remember when we said go to school and learn, the stuff that I learned, the stuff that we used to be proud of, that stuff, that is worth $12 million yesterday, 4 years ago." But again, just like my business partner, yeah, well, again, the shadow, still 3 iterations of the shadow, the base and 2 iterations, that's literally never going to physically change. But Mom, Marty, my business partner, again, maybe I will really kick into high gear and, produce 175 symphonies instead of 25 in a given year. Maybe. Still working through. Let me see, I'm still rolling more stories. So what I'm talking about getting scapegoated by a literal community, great example and story for today. So I live in this apartment complex, a decent apartment, 1,000 square feet, decent condition, nothing spectacular. But I put in a service request, have a bunch of black mold stuff collecting on just my shower, my sink head, I have pictures, blah, blah, blah. Well, the first thing is I had a kayak on my patio, and that's against, you can only have patio furniture, so that's in the lease, that's fine. I get a notice to remove the kayak, take the kayak off, and then, just put it in a work order for the problems on the piping. And then I get to a point where I'm trying to contact the management of this apartment that I live in right now. And search up the front desk people wouldn't give me the contact information, but I just looked up Champion Properties in Columbus, Ohio, and the VP of investment is Mike Mayhew. I was literally one of his first 10 clients in 7th grade. So now that's between that time frame, literally in 7th grade. I'm talking about scapegoating. When I had done so much math and I can't exist in the world, my mom at least, or maybe my mom and my dad, seriously considered sending me to a psychiatry thing, for real. And again, because I was being neglected as literally a tender age child. When I was a kid, I broke my arm and at daycare, and literally when I was 9 to 11, and had to walk around with a broken arm because my dad wanted me to walk it off when I was a literal child. So Bill Kosiski, when you want to talk to my parents, there's almost a certain percent chance they're going to abuse or agree with the negligence literally 100% of the time, as evidenced by them doing that 100% of the time. How do we get to a place where you respect me? Literally yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. My mom. I love my mom. It's not I frankly have a way worse relationship with my mom now than I did in high school or in college, again, because of scapegoating. But back to the apartment. So like I said, since that time frame of me being one of this person's first clients, to maybe getting sent to a psychiatry ward, to bam, now I have shit in my apartment, and he's now the VP of investments. He's got read about him, he's got a nice investment portfolio. And these are people I have integrated into the DeSales, St. Francis DeSales in Columbus, Ohio, fucking cult. Ohio State University, a disgusting parasitic cult. But again, a family member passes away, and I help them extend their life for 5 years, and I would like to have a roof over my head on a continuous basis. My mom she really changes whenever she wants to change, whenever she wants to get offended. And then if I'm criticizing somebody, that isn't my mom, she likes it. It's a drama, it's entertaining. So I'm not trying to call you out, Mom, but I am not kidding. The stress that I feel. When I lived in Colorado, I had one futon. I was at a public accredited university doing scientific research, and a cult formed. And then I had to go and live on, I slept on the futon, I folded up, I ate my breakfast, every meal on the futon, didn't have a single table, not one piece of furniture. And that was my entire apartment for 4 months. And so, when this stuff starts happening again, I will be at the FBI office, I will simply request my money. If they say no, again, the head of every single person in the Cincinnati, Ohio, and the Columbus, Ohio FBI office will be getting criminal sentences. We've got to prosecute somebody on severe crimes. Those two are 0% kidding. You can release my money right now and I won't even show up. I'll be there for 1 minute, simply request my money. I have no weapons here. I've never had any weapons on me. And so just, again, what Constitution? I had it up here, but I didn't talk about it. The last several videos ago, it was up on the board. But when I went to the FBI agent, and again, clearly knows who I am, clearly says you can't interact with me. And just for reference, there are literally international laws against, you can't get a patent on a fundamental physical law. There are international laws on commercializing fundamental discovery, period, as is. Clearly aware, again, I'm just trying $30,000 to $50,000 a year. How do I keep a shelter over my head and not feel profound financial stress? And again, I unified the natural sciences in childhood. I've iterated that demonstrably several times, once now publicly. And the FBI agent goes, what Constitution? That's a great fucking question. I just read the US Constitution. It didn't say didn't say unify the natural science syllable by syllable to a physical basis, but I did do that. But it just says I have rights to my discoveries and writings. And I think that would mean, in a decent, reasonable, good faith sense, access to a university where they publish science. And again, I just want to go to OSU and talk to somebody about what I've discovered. And maybe I can get an article published, maybe one, and then maybe I can get 10,000 YouTube subscribers. And again, not have profoundly disrespectful interactions with my mother because I want to live. And so, when you've been scapegoated, as I've been scapegoated, as I told you, we like Brian's story, they don't process it as like torture, and it is. And it hasn't stopped. It can't stop. That was literally yesterday. But let me say I'm still rolling more stories. And it's also important to review, again, why am I in this apartment? I am a family man. I really like how the Eastern countries, again, the people will move out at the average age of 27 to 33 when they're actually financially stable. Here in America, again, weird expectations, go make us proud, unification of the natural science, literally a prolific composer. It's not really important, have money or make us proud. It's kind of like the American mindset. Again, so we can go gossip with our friends. So here's a quote from my mom's friend. And this is after I went homeless and lived on a futon. After I literally had to drive 1,300 miles to literally remove myself from the stress to a point where I couldn't eat, and I had lost about 30 pounds in about 2 weeks simply from stress of realizing I literally can't turn in science research at a science institute, and everyone's just a bunch of drunk whores. So, but when I come back from Colorado, I'm literally in the post office sending cannabis to the patient that just passed away, and one of my mother's friends, they call themselves the ladies of the round table. You know, I said something like, I might have referenced in this, I had an initial deal with a group out of Vermont, and a guy that's associated with MIT, Mike Halsall. Hey guys. But the deal fell through at literally the last minute. And again, literally, I remember I went homeless for doing science. And then my mother's friend in the post office tells me, well, that would be too fast, in reference to me making money. Well, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. Well, how about now? I'm 27 years old. I'm literally trying to sell property, issued patentable property, clearly industry right there, and I can't because I solved science and people have blacklisted me. Absolute fact. Well, that would be too fast. Yeah, again, being paid a livable wage before the age of 28, I had to unify the natural science multiple times, and that's still too fast. So I'm gonna keep at it. Let's review friendship. Remember, friendship today is just easy and convenience. It's not actually friendship. Again, as evidenced by me being destroyed. And the reason people who even used to be my fucking friends, you need to realize my life had doubled. I went from age 5 to age 10, age 6 to age 12, without like ever being introduced to just the people at preschool, or before the friend group that I had solidified. So I'd already been scapegoated by my brother, mother, and father before getting scapegoated by all of these people. And my old friends used to realize this, right? My old friend Ryan, do you remember when I would only fall asleep at other people's houses? This is because I've never had a home before. A place to put my head down, feel comfortable, and fall asleep. Literally. The last time that happened was yesterday. I haven't talked to you guys in literally 4 or 5 years. Right? So let's get some quotes to that. Right? And I told you I wasn't going to tell you a Chad story, and it wasn't really that personal. I don't really fucking care about Chad anymore. But it was just, again, I helped him make friends. But also, and for the early ages, you have to understand, right? How many Make America Great Again or Karens out there get offended by people speaking Spanish or a different foreign language? What's really going on when that happens? Do people really hate Spanish? No. Insecure people, selfish people, hate that they don't know something else. So anytime that reaction of, speak English in an American country is literally vitriol that people are self-aware that they're fucking stupid. And so that type of reaction has truthfully happened with everyone I've ever been exposed to as an English speaker around English people. So that's kind of how I got here. But I don't think it's a good idea to hang out anymore. My friend Brennan said that to me. We can have a conversation, but not like that. Ryan said that to me. Again, these two would probably classify, again, I haven't talked to these people in years, this is not me calling out my friends. This is me documenting ongoing criminal activity that has literally resulted in treason. Again, Pentagon, how's that UFO report coming? How is that not engineering in the biggest treason that's ever come? It is. But back to friendship. But again, these people, I was friends with them for, again, I don't know, 10, 12 years. And then the process that had already played out with my parents and family before I met any of these people happens again, right? This is, again, they've seen me posting things on Snapchat because I have family members dying of diseases that are at least treatable or fixable or extend the prognosis substantially, and people just don't care. Like literally just not my problem, not my life, endless selfishness, no friendship, no real community. And the real thing is people push you out because they see you as a professional liability. I post that thing on LinkedIn, and again, everyone fucking knows what's going on, or at least kind of. Anyone who fucking matters does. And I'm wondering why Mike Mayhew can't just put money in my account, why someone can't fucking help me in this fucking community. That destroyed my life. That has destroyed my relationship with my mom because of gossip. Right? I've always had a struggled relationship with my dad. I really had a good relationship with my mom. I really don't anymore because of the state not respecting the United States Constitution. So when you sit there and say, Americans have values, no, we are not going to spread a fraudulent account of human history. And just to that note, another story. I was walking around somewhere in Philadelphia, just one of the historical buildings with my grandma. Again, genuinely having a good time, genuinely enjoying hanging out with my grandma. Again, I'm a very present person. I can hang out with anybody. I can talk to anybody about anything. But weird, insecure people, they have to insult you. And so we're walking around, and my grandma looks at me and goes, I'm going to mess it up, but paraphrasing was like, what would it take to do something this cool or this big? Talking about founding of the United States of America. When I showed you, what book do I have now? I have Charles Dickens. When I show you these books, before in this one of the other series, I showed you Tolstoy. I am literally grading their logical thoughts translated from 400 years, word by word, and correcting literally every logical thought they have. So unification of the natural sciences is tremendously bigger than founding of a nation state. For real, literally, actually. And I don't give a shit. I'm not an arrogant person. I don't need to talk about this stuff. But I'm just, again, walking around and my family just have to insult you. And that's just what insecure people do. And they don't think it's insulting. But also, random historical note, I graded the Federalist Papers word for word. I don't think I corrected that one. I didn't write in new words. But Alexander Hamilton is the worst author I have literally ever read. I might have said that before, but we can say it again. More stories. And so now just an update on my ear infection and talking about compounding negligence. Because again, right, we've talked about the hunter mindset is a real state of being. Being content and being happy is a real state of being. Being a scapegoat is truly a unique set of mindset, psychological things. Remember, we've done a lot of axioms, but the real theory of the universe is not die and reproduce, and then think. And the vast majority of all people literally never comfortably reproduce, meaning they're exactly where they want in their career. They started every company they wanted to start, stuff like that. But There's a bunch of apes on a rock. What was I going to talk about? Oh, compounding negligence. And so when I've been neglected so long in my ear infection, right, being stressed about this finance thing. Now, like, my Bitcoin portfolio just shed $400,000 in 4 days, 5 days. From the trading perspective, don't care at all. Price perspective, don't care at all. And more focused on my other portfolio stuff. But then when this happens, now it's like, do I have to sell early because again, my parents can't honor their agreement? I don't know. Again, it's like it's just this level of stress is just so profound. And you have to understand, I want to talk about free speech, right? Free speech and being a self-made man, right? Most people on this planet, virtually everyone can't say they're a self-made man financially. I have demonstrably never spoken about my life in front of people. And again, not in I'm hiding my intelligence in an old barky lady comes up to you and says, stop speaking Spanish, stop speaking facts, stop speaking the things I've experienced and lived. And I'm 27, going to be 28 in September. The compounding negligence is so hard to get out of. And when I get that ear infection, literally, like, if people are super high on drugs, they'll start itching and scratching at yourself. When I was a kid, I would excessively pick my nose. Literally today, I'm excessive about my ears and my earwax. And again, it's almost like I'm deriving science from words. And so when you're neglected and you're doing that, you literally pick at yourself. So I'm talking torture, I mean torture. And so I get that ear infection almost certainly because of the agitation and me constantly cleaning or picking at my ears. But then I just want to go swimming, right? I want to have a house over my head and this big Wallapalooza. And then I get a simple ear infection because of negligence. I don't have health care because I'm 27 and off my parents' thing. And shout out Ben Shapiro, you're absolutely right. You should be able to, right? I should get constitutional rights, so I should be able to be off my parents' health insurance by 26. Agreed. With my mom, should I be able to provide for myself today? Agreed. Don't have constitutional rights. Don't have human rights. There are literally organizations that advocate human rights. I'm blacklisted. I'm the one guy that doesn't count. But the compounding negligence for the ear infection, go to the first doctor, literally commits fraud, go to the next person, blames me for the other guy's prescription, and I still don't have like a refill. I still don't have a doctor. I still can't go swimming because I can't get, and then I have to budget, right? I have to pay out of pocket, so going to the urgent care for the United States, average cost, I don't know, 70 to 100 bucks, and a prescription without insurance, another 70 to 100 bucks, so $200. As you're hemorrhaging $400K, you might go homeless, your bar is not returning anything. And again, you've unified the natural sciences with physical empirical proofs, and it's like, why the fuck can't someone just pay me something? So I can, again, put my bills on autopay. Let's define privilege. What is privilege to you? I haven't even looked it up. I'm going to look up a discrimination chart, and I'm going to see how my life checks out with what discrimination is listed right now. Again, not comparable. Discrimination is like la la land compared to torture or compared to the scapegoat mindset. Not close. And so I can't, like, again, I want to have a roof over my head, and then a family member passes away, and then I'm genuinely kind of like fucked, or I have to at least go through this tense scenario. And again, these things have been occurring my entire life. Constantly, without fail, every 2 weeks to 2 months, literally forever. And now, I just want to go swimming. Like, I just want to have eardrops so I can go swimming. It's hot outside. But like, I have to like try to get a doctor, but I can't afford it. But I know exactly the prescription I need. But drug companies can charge really high because they're very valuable for scientific research. And I've already done all of the scientists and researching. So net result is I genuinely have to worry about my house. Can I live comfortably? And again, a very modest, extremely modest setup. And I work all day. Let me just give you another quote. Like my brother, he's traveling around, sells solar panels, but he's traveling around. And before, it was like a year ago, his lease ended, or last summer, probably about a year ago, maybe more. Again, I'm in la la land, time frames, don't even, whenever my life starts, I don't know. But, and the thing he says to me is, well, man, I haven't been on vacation since we went to Mexico in 2018. And the thing I want to emphasize to my family is I have never been able to relax ever. So like when my brother's talking about going on vacation, 3 years ago, I haven't slept consistently since being born, literally. I do not have a comfortable way to exist, literally. And so it doesn't make me angry. It just demonstrates they have no fucking clue that it is real. Remember, not die, reproduce. When you're on that not die stage, your literal personal vocabulary changes. Primitive, absolute fact. That's when people say they're getting depressed. You're at the initial stages. I have been there my whole life to the point where it's comedy. I really don't fucking care. But, so I wanted to cover compounding negligence. Talked about the tenant landlord. Again, just guilty until proven innocent. These are all things like once you're a scapegoat, you can't get out of it. Buying a house, something too fast, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's about it. So again, I'm not kidding. I read you the United States Constitution. I am trying to exercise my constitutional rights. Profound psychological stress, literally today, literally yesterday. I've posted about it publicly. I hope when you people, again, actually, I do want to finish with, again, head of the FBI, whoever is not letting me sleep tonight is going, whoever's committing treason, the UFO reports absolutely engineering treason, and then again, we're at the last inning of that treason game, and we're only at the third inning of the cannabis treason game. Once sentiment changes, no one actually cares. But again, 70, 80 years, most of the people who did all this shit have passed away and they're gone next. And so we are watching treason, right? A good scientific theory makes predictions. We're going to watch the United States government commit treason. Every paid member, every law enforcement officer, Cincinnati field office, Columbus field office, will be going to jail with criminal charges, non-negotiable. Mike DeWine goes to jail, non-negotiable. Sean Carroll, Ed Witten, Eric Weinstein goes to jail. Whatever the legality is, if you're saying you can't monetize or commercialize fundamental discovery, you people are committing treason from restricting scientific information. Those are direct orders. Donald Trump goes to jail. Joe Biden goes to jail. Absolute non-negotiables, and we'll see who's really committed treason at the global level. And again, I might have to stop doing science. I might go homeless again. Hope it doesn't come to that. We'll just see what happens. And thank you for watching part 26, Scapegoating the Homeless. Literally went to shut off the camera. Another shooting in Columbus, Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio. 3 more dead. Nice. But I did want to make one more actual legal point. In this lecture series, I said I haven't had sex since high school. That was I literally right? Not die, reproduce. I meant the potential for sex. I'm a super virgin. I've never had sex. I've never had I've never been close to a relationship. Forget sex, just relationship. And it's honestly funny to me because it's underdevelopment of other individuals. And so, just from a personal level, just some actual dates. Again, never had sex, got a handful of hand jobs in high school, pun intended, got 1 blow job in my life, shout out Abby. But again, this has not having a comfortable place to live has destroyed my personal life, to the point I wanted to start dating to marry at 15. Now I'm 27 going on 28. No, it's like not close. Not even close to get a girlfriend. I've literally been on Tinder Platinum. Again, these are documented records, not me just bullshit. This is a legal complaint. And I get attractive matches, and then it's just people don't know how to converse or something. I don't know. There's no responses. There's no meaningful conversations. 0 dates, and probably 60-ish matches. Probably more, 60 to 70. But again, all of this stuff has directly affected the entirety of my personal life. So again, never had sex. The last time that I literally sat with somebody that I considered kind of a friend and had lunch. Again, not a weekend trip. Genuinely, I think 2 years now. I think it was 2 summers ago. Again, all verifiable events, at least 18 months. And when people don't respect you, like my mom or again any of my friends, old friends, everyone in this community is like that, or at least certainly was. At this point, again, I'm not calling them out. I don't want to hear from these people ever again. Just me documenting crime and letting you guys know I've literally never been safe, never been happy, Happiness is not, when you're in survival mode, happiness and content is not a world or not emotions you have the ability to experience. But so 2 years since a literal lunch. And then before that, again, since that 2 years, past that, again, another 2 years, I visited my friend Jimmy. That's when I went out to Weinstein or Peter Thiel's place. and try to collect my money again. Like, how many fucking years ago was that? 4? And that was the last time I spent like a weekend trip with a friend, like doing stuff, like, you know, going out to lunch, hanging out with people, just going to different shops. So you have completely stagnated and stalled my personal life to devastating fucking levels. How many of you people have ever gotten a haircut just to have someone literally touch you? Like, not sexually, literally just physical contact. I've been doing it regularly for 6 years. How many of you people go to the library just to smell the scent of another human being? I've been doing it for 6 years. And it's very important to say, like, the 4 years past the meeting with Jimmy, again, I was getting scapegoated. I wasn't like having a good time at college. I wasn't getting invited to the fucking parties. I wasn't, again, parties in college was just a festering hellhole of angsty sexual people, insecurity and hatred and weird shit. But I have objectively not had a personal day-to-day routine. Again, roof over my head, interaction with other people, a meaningful sexual relationship. That is not even something that seems possible to me at this point in my life right now today. And again, that was holy shit 8 years ago. Like literally actually 8 years. My life has been fucked since literally going to college. So I did, like I said, I just wanted to clear out legally because, again, on a personal level, obviously fucking hilarious. People come up to me and ask me if I'm married yet, and I'm still like, how do I get a girlfriend? Like, how do I get a conversation with someone that might be sexually interested in me? People are attracted to me, but there are no values, and everyone's a bunch of whores. You can have no sexual partners and be a whore. You can have 100 sexual partners and be a normal adult. Psychology's broken, edgy 14-year-old. I can't pay my bills. I can't go to sleep at night. I can't start a business. I can't sell my property. I can't collect my money. I can't report a crime. I can't have a conversation with my brother or mother without this shit happening. And it doesn't make me mad. I just wanted to stop. It can't. Please help and buy my company. Thank you for watching part 26.